Friends, today I introduced Wole Soyinka, the first African poet, dramatist, short story writer, novelist, political activist of Nigeria. He was born in 1934 in a village near Abadan. His family had a religious background. His father and grandfather served in the church, and his mother was a social activist. As a child, he spent his years in the compound of the church. He attended Abadan Grammar School and later University College Abadan. Then on a scholarship, he went to the University of Leeds in 1957. Around 60, he started his writing career. The Lion and the Jewel was the first full-fledged drama he wrote, and other dramas also followed. He took interest in the theatre in London. Lion and the Jewel, Kongi's Harvest, King Babu, Swam Dellers, The Bacchus of Euripides, Play of Giants, and Strong Breed were some of his widely known plays. He is greater than Shakespeare in a sense that he wrote 30 plays, 3 collections of short stories, 3 novels, 8 collections of poetry, and some prose. I must tell you about Wole Soyinka as roots of culture. He belonged to Yoruba community, and in his works we find the richness of culture, religion, mythology, and ultimately the vision of life. The Strong Breed was published in 1964. It was smaller, so to say, in comparison to The Lion and the Jewel or Kongi's Harvest. The play is about the theme of sacrifice. The society Wole Soyinka deals with is a tribal society, a village, where the people are full of superstitions and belief in the existence of their gods, and moreover, they are fearful of the anger of gods on them. So they had a system of giving a human sacrifice to appease the gods. So in this play, there is a teacher named Aman, and his friend is Sumna, and there is an outcast girl called Girl, and Juguna was a man's father. Orago was his friend. So the central action of the play is the sacrifice, the human sacrifice for the good of the community. So the play is in the form of scenes. It starts in the clinic where Iman and Sumna have a discussion about going out to see the celebration. Sumna insists upon going out at least for a day, whereas Iman disgraces her about going out and asks her to stay at home. And the scene is shifted to Agriel, the outcast girl who comes with an effigy. And she says that the effigy cures her sickness. And she believes what her mother has told her. Sumna hates the girl, Agriel, and hates the whole village. The people of the village are seen as evil, including Agriel. So, in the next scene we find Agriel playing with Ifada. Ifada is a mentally retarded boy. So again the scene is shifted to the same clinic where the three people come hammering the door, and they are in search of a carrier. Carrier is the name, coded name for the one who is going to be sacrificed. The people of the village always decides to give sacrifice to a human being who is always a stranger to the village. And here they want to take Ifada to sacrifice. So they come and force Iman to hand him over to them to sacrifice. And Iman doesn't want to leave him. So Ifada, he hides in his clinic. The next scene we find both are freed since they are sent back home. And the next scene is a funeral scene, and it takes back to Iman's past. Iman's father is Shawan. He resembles Iman, and he says that their family is a family of carriers. They sacrifice themselves for the good of the community. In the next scene is perhaps the scene of taking Iman a decision himself to become a carrier himself. So it is a strong decision on the part of the Iman to choose himself as a carrier. There is another flashback which is inserted in the middle, that is of the teenager being taken to circumcised by the tutor who is immoral, and the teacher drags Sumna, but Iman enters at the right time and saves her life. And here Iman tells her that he is going on a journey and will not come back home. And he asks Sumna to be with his father as if he were his own daughter. The last scene we find the tumult in the minds of the father and the son who is prepared to go on a boat crossing the river to be sacrificed. And father wants to join him, but son asks him to stay back. He doesn't want him to take. Both cannot be sacrificed. So he asks his father to lag behind and chooses to be sacrificed himself for the good of community. This is a play of intense suffering. It's a kind of a bleak tragedy showing the influence of Greek tragedy. A man is going to sacrifice himself for the good of community. This play reminds me of T.S. Eliot's Murder in the Cathedral. One who sacrifices himself bravely facing the stormy eyes of death. So such a person is of strong breed, that what Imana's father says, and that what Wole Soyinka entitles his play. So this is a play about the human sacrifice, which is an evil system in a tribal society. At the end we find Juguna criticizing the people's superstitious belief in the system of human sacrifice. And he says they will have to pay the penalty for their own cruel deeds. So it is irony at the end of the play. It is highly dramatic, full of action, dialogue, and full of intense suffering, and the vision of death at the end of the play. This is one of the best plays of Wole Soyinka. Thank you.